Okay, right. Right. So this is what generally our project does. So in the previous session, we have discussed about how we are going to create epics, followed by the epics and all that. So we can create user stories for all the epics. What is that we have created? So when being a business analyst and product owner, the major responsibility, as I mentioned you, whatever the user stories are we writing, all these user stories, um, all the epics, whatever the epics we have created, for all the epics, we need to write user stories. That's what generally we have to do. So once the user stories we have given, once we have given written the user stories, we have to provide some story points for all the user stories. So for that, you can always see wherein you can see all the user stories you can see on the backlog. So how many user stories we have? Almost 22 issues as of now. In reference to the epic, what is that we have created? We have seen 22 issues in it. So what we have to do, first of all, we need to provide some story points for the user story. So being a product owner, we have to create a roadmap. In this roadmap, we have created epic. Each and every epic is again aligned with some user stories is what we have done. Now, whatever the user stories you have written, everything you can see it on the backlog. This is the thing. Now, what is that we can do? Whatever the issues we have, so we have to provide some story points for the issues. The story point creation is essentially important when we are working on the user story. Now, you could ask me one thing, why should we give story points for the user story? Normally, story points will be given by the development team, not by the product owner. But then why should we provide story point for an issue? Because how and how much time it will be taken in reference to the duration for a particular issue cannot be decided because of the issue, because there is some underlying competency which is involved in that particular issue, because there are some database designing might be taken care of, or else some user interface designing, coding, testing. Lot of things are involved in it. When all these things are involved in the particular issue or a user story, there is a possibility that sometimes it may be taken more time. So exact duration in reference to the completion of that particular user story is not possible. Hence, what is that we do? We are giving some story points per particular user story, which is what we have to do now. So I'm clicking on each and every user story. You can see here, right? So there is a user story which was given by us. Here, what is that we have to do? There is some story points which I am giving here. Okay, story points. These story points will be based on the Fibonacci number. I have already told you, right? Fibonacci series, something like 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, and so on. That's how the story points estimation will be given. So normally this will be Normally, the story point estimation will be done by the development team based upon the explanation what product owner has given. Product owner has said that this is what my requirement is, right? That's what generally product owner says. So whenever product owner has said this is what my requirement, based upon that, whatever the relevant user stories and all will be taken by uh, the team members. So they have to understand what complexity is involved in the particular user story is what they have to decide here. So that's how generally the story point estimations and all everything are used. Now I'm giving story points here. As I mentioned you on a Fibonacci number I'm giving. For example, story point estimation is what I have given 2 for one user story. Okay, I have given 2. Now I can give story point estimation. So story points we have to provide for all the user stories. Normally further poker gaming technique is what team members will play. Last time also I have explained you, right? So poker gaming technique, there we will be giving the card, means whatever the user story we have, that card will be rotated to all the people. So we ask people to provide a number based upon the complexity what they feel, because if it is less complexity, give the small number. If you feel highest complexity, then you can provide as the high number. That's how generally we see. And we try to see there must be a commonality among the team members for sure. Sometimes there won't be any commonality, right? So that happens sometimes. That was the case, then what we have to give, we will be providing the highest number whichever is given in the last few meetings. For example, in 3 to 4 rounds, whichever is the highest number we have taken into record, so that will be given in the number here. So that's how generally the numbers will be given. So first of all, we have to provide story point estimation numbers here, right? So based on the Fibonacci number. I'm giving randomly. Okay, I'm giving the numbers randomly here. Random numbers are providing by me. Okay.
Hey Raj, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'll announce about the examinations and everything. Okay, maybe just I'll take
Uh,
10 minutes of your time. Okay.
okay, okay.
Hey guys, hello everyone. This is Manik from Viable. Everybody, you guys can unmute yourself and let me know, right, if you're able to hear me properly. So guys, I think the training has come to an end. I think today or tomorrow will be the last date for you guys on the training, right? So uh so what is the next step is everybody, um we would be we would be having an examination. It's an online exam, or it will be offline exam. Raj would be preparing the question paper for the business analyst for both general and healthcare business analyst, right? So I think the test examinations would be, today is Monday. We would plan to have it on either Wednesday or Thursday. Got it? Either Wednesday or Thursday, we will be having the examination. We will let you know, right? So right, right. So either Wednesday or Thursday, we would be having the examination, right? So everybody be prepared, right? Everybody, coming Wednesday, not next Wednesday, coming Wednesday, or let's assume it's around, we will let you know the exact date, okay? So everybody prepare yourself after this class. When I say prepare means go through the videos, make sure you have all the you have gone through all the videos, understand all the concepts, everything about business analyst, right? So it can be any kind of questions. It can be multiple questions, like it can be yes or no. It can be kind of creating user stories, creating tickets. So it can creating BRD, it can be any kind of questions, it can be there, right? So once the examination is over, we would correct everything, and then whoever has scored 80% and above, whoever has scored 80% and above, those people would be considered for job marketing. Okay, so those people would be considered for the job marketing. Okay, so that's most important, right? Understand it. Whoever scored 80% above will be considered for job marketing. Whoever scored less than that will not be considered for job marketing, getting a job. Okay, so
Is it this Wednesday or next Wednesday?
this Wednesday,
Okay.
coming Wednesday, what doubt you have?
Okay, so today is Monday. So in 2 days we have an exam.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Oh, can we at least have 1 week to prepare for it?
1 week to prepare for it.
Yeah, like at least we have next week?
Okay, we can have it on Monday then, next Monday. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So it can be
Okay.
postponed more than that next Monday. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Okay, great. So next Monday it will be there. Okay. Okay, so perfect. Next Monday we'll be having the examination, so you can pass the information. And people who are asking when is the QA class is going to started, right? So anybody can update anybody in the group if anyone is keep asking. Still, the BA session is not over. Let it get over. After that, we will take 1 or 2 weeks of breaks. After the examination and everything, then only we'll start the QA class. So I can't keep repeating this to everybody. So guys, if anybody asks the questions in the WhatsApp group, tell them that it will take approximate 2 to 3 weeks to get started. Okay, or even more than that, because it's a long session. It's been a 1 month we are doing it, so it will take more than that. Okay, so QA session, when it's going to start, it may take 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because we need to complete the BA session, do the examination, correct it, do so many things, and we will, after that we will take 1 or 2 weeks breaks of training, and then we'll start it, right? So it takes 3 weeks minimum. So anybody can respond on behalf if anyone asks for the date of QA start. Okay, perfect. So hope next Monday it will be there. All right. Okay.
So Manik,
Yeah.
hi Manik, Rajesh here. Yeah, see, I'll prepare the examination paper and I'll share it to you so that you will be conducting on Monday, right?
Yeah, I want you also to join. We will connect it, okay? We will
Okay.
discuss it later, Raj. Yeah, I'll discuss it later.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, any other question anybody has?
So how do the exam work? So we come in the Zoom and we
Yeah,
type
that we
answers.
forget about how does the examination works. That we will let you know. Okay, that's not a problem, right? So now the question is, there is a forget about how is the exam, guys. Is it through Zoom, offline, online? Forget about that. Doesn't matter, right? You guys learn properly. That is the only thing you guys have to do, right? Now, so now the class is getting over. Anybody has any questions? Do you want any extra classes? You have any questions with the topics? You want any help from Raj? Because if you want any extra classes, we will ask Raj to answer those questions tomorrow or day after tomorrow, right? So talk about that. That's the most important thing. Are you guys are clear with all the BA concepts and everything, right? Or else after that, if you have any questions, we can have specific classes tomorrow and day after tomorrow for answering your doubts, clarifications on any questions. You guys can ask him directly. And the thing.
One
right?
more session we can have, Manik. One more session we can
Yeah,
have.
let me ask. Sure. Definitely we'll have it. We'll ask the team, the students, how much doubts they have. Yeah. Can anybody, whoever has doubts or anything, can you just unmute yourself and ask us so that we can have a couple of more sessions?
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, sir. So I just wanted to ask, before the exam, are we going to have any review session, like to quickly go over the important things? Because obviously we can go over the videos, but the videos, to watch over all the videos is going to take too long. So maybe 1 or 2 days we can have a review session to go over the important things that we as a BA has to really remember.
No,
That
we
would
don't.
be awesome.
No, we're not going to do that. Okay, there is no review session, right? This is going to be especially some topics where you have doubts, where you need clarifications. Only those will be covered. Review session is not possible. Okay, so I'm very clear. Review
Okay.
session will not be provided. Everything. It is not your college. It is not your school. We are not going to provide any review session. This is purely based upon, okay, Manik has doubts on agile topic. So I need a review. I need a some kind. I want you. This is basically a doubt or a clarification session. So where student will ask doubt, Raj will answer your queries. That's the session I'm looking for, right? Not any review session. So if
Manik,
yeah.
Manik, sorry to interrupt you. So Raj here, this side. So what am I doing is today this will be completed officially.
Yeah.
Point to be noted. And tomorrow I'm taking break. Okay. Tomorrow I'm taking break.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'm taking break. Means Tuesday we don't have the session.
Okay.
Wednesday Q&A. Q&A is on Wednesday. So
Yeah,
that
perfect.
I'm giving 1 day break in between, so that if there is any questions and all, so that they'll come up with that on Wednesday.
Perfect. Sure. Great.
That is
So
the thing.
guys, then the Q&A session is on Wednesday. Okay.
Yes.
So what I want you guys to do is write down your questions.
Yeah, that's better.
Paper. Yeah.
That is
First,
better.
first write down your questions in your notebook or in your notebook. Everyone, whoever has doubts or a clarification needed on what topic, whatever it can be, but write it down on your notebook. And on Wednesday's class, so tomorrow, no class. You guys don't have any class, okay? Because today is the last session. Tomorrow, no class. So Wednesday, it will be a Q&A session. So whatever questions, note down it on the session Wednesday class. Right, you guys can ask the question too in the meeting. So you guys can unmute yourself, ask Raj question, Raj will answer. It can be any time, any question. It can be related to anything. Okay.
Yes.
Wednesday it will be Q&A session. Got it? Everybody are clear?
Yes. So I have
Yes.
one more question.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, you can go ahead. Sorry, I'll mute for now.
Okay. Hi, Manik. I have a very quick question. As you mentioned that whoever passed the test can go for marketing, but just in case if we didn't, do you allow for retake, for re-exam or something like that?
No, we don't allow.
Okay. So if we fail, then you guys don't proceed with the marketing for us?
Yes, correct. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Manik. It's
Hello.
me, yes.
Yes.
I do have a question regarding the Q&A. Can we have that class on coming Friday, please, if possible?
No, it's on for Wednesday. Yeah.
Because if we have time for Friday, then I think we can collect some more questions.
No, it's okay. You guys have to write down the questions. That's it. Topics, everything. Yeah, it will be on Wednesday, not on Friday. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, my question. Hello. Sorry.
Yes.
My question was, just say if we do pass the exam, will the marketing will be starting right away, or is it after QA exam?
No, right. It will start right away.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes. Do you have any sample exam questions?
No, we don't have any sample exam questions.
Okay.
So what about the people who don't pass the test?
That's it. No, we can't help them with the jobs.
So do we have to take the class over again, or we're done?
No, that's it. We are done. Yeah.
How long will be the marketing, sir?
That we'll discuss later, guys. So everything is a long thing. So we will discuss later. First, your first question. You guys focus on your Wednesday's class. What questions? What doubts you have? Because So the session is on Wednesday, is specifically for the people who are in this call. Whatever doubt you have, whatever clarification you needed, you guys have thing, ask on Wednesday. That question is for you people. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So now next focus on your exam, study well to today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? So you have 6 days or 5 days, study well, prepare for Monday's exam. Got it?
And will the exam be open book, open notes, or
Yeah, we'll I will tell you
See.
how does hold on, Raj, hold on. It can be
Okay.
anything, right? So forget about open book, closed book, online, offline, Zoom test, doesn't matter. Be prepared for the exam. However, it has to be there. You guys have to clear the exam. That's your ultimate goal. Okay.
sure?
Yeah. Any other question?
Yes. So if you failed the BA, can you still do the QA?
Yes, you guys can do QA. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So
Yes,
yes, is there any time limit on the exam?
Yeah, we will be having certain time limits. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Would QA be like manual QA or still like automation QA?
Manual.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, perfect, guys. So tomorrow no class. Wednesday we have Q&A sessions. Monday we'll be having the examinations, right? Perfect. So QA class may start after 3 weeks or 4 weeks because we're making time. So anybody on behalf of me, if anyone asks the question in the group, if anybody asks when is the QA session is going to ask, because I know that people keep asking me, please respond to them saying that it may take another 3 to 4 weeks to start because we need some time for it. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So Raj, thank you so much. Back to you. You can start. Continue.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Right. So this is what generally the backlog was. So as I mentioned you, so being a business analyst turned product owner, especially in the field of agile environment. So we have created epics, followed by this user story development was done. So once the user stories is completed, so what is that we have to do? For every user story, there are some story points to be given. So why story points? Because in order to get commonality among the people, so we need to have story points for all the user stories. Normally, these story points we using poker gaming technique. There are two different estimation techniques we have. One is poker gaming technique and second is t-shirt sizing. So using poker gaming technique, what is that we do? As I told you, there will be a team of people who are there. So we'll be assembling them. So based on the team members, whoever are attending in that, so we will ask them to provide a number for a particular user story based upon the complexity, business value followed by the complexity which is involved in it. Because there will be a complexity as well as the business value and as well as a complexity for all the user stories. So we'll ask them to have a complex to evaluate it, how many story points it will be taken, all that. So based on the story points, whatever they have given, so that we could assess how much complexity the user story has. So story point estimation has to do. So first roadmap, epic you have created, user stories, and whatever the user stories were given, for that user stories, we have to provide some story points. Now, once the story points given, for example, here what is that we have to do? We need to have an attachment. For example, if there is any kind of reference, for example, any reference document or something relating to this particular user story, team wants to use in reference to the development team I'm talking about, right? So for that, here is an attachment is being used there. At the same time, if you want to minimize this user story, or if you want to divide this user story into tasks, here you have an option called create subtask. Okay, so create child issue. So if whenever you are creating a child issue here, you can minimize this. For example, what was the user story here? As a admin, I want you to create a customized API letters so that I can create when I require, right? This is what the user story. Now, let's say, for example, user interface designing is one task, database designing is one thing. At the same time, testing is performed by others, coding will be done by others, right? So how many tasks we have got? We have got 4 tasks now. So now, if you want to minimize this issue into a task and all, we have an option where we can divide into tasks here. You can prepare as many tasks as we want. So this task creations and all everything will be done by the team so that they will be deciding based upon the complexity what they have. Now, in reference to the particular issue, for example, if there is any kind of Confluence pages, even Confluence page last time I have shown you, told you even. So if there is any kind of Confluence page which is something relevant to that particular issue or a user story, so we have an issue where we can connect with the Confluence page here. So you can select the filter space. Let's say that whichever the project we have and all, we can select it. At the same time, we can add those details. Like for example, if this is capacity planning is what is something relevant, so that you can link that capacity planning to the existing thing. This is what we have to do. Now, once we have written the user stories, we have to make sure how many people are there in the project, right? So here you have an option called people, right? So you need to create a team, okay? Create a team, we are creating a team here called Qlient, right? So Qlient is what the team we are creating now, create a team. So we have to create a team first, because who are relating to this project and who are involving in the project, those people must be added into this. Those people must be added into this. Now, because whatever the issues we have created, that will be assigned to those people. That's what generally we do. Now, here, what we can do, we can have an option, right? So only one person is there. Qlient, for the Qlient project, if it's an open team, there are only one person. Now, what we can do, this Raj as a product manager or a owner is adding few people into this, add people. And you can add people who are already registered. Okay, remember that. As long as if you have not asked them what we have to do, here I'll show you 1 minute. Here you have an option called invite a team, right? So first of all, you need to invite the teammate by providing their email address here. So invite will be sent to their registered email ID. So they have to accept it. Then only you can add this person into the team. Otherwise, you are not allowed to add that person. Okay. So understand the difference. Understand the difference. First of all, we have to send an invite to the person by clicking on invite a team and give your email ID there. Give his or her email ID, so that they'll get a link there, right? So to their email ID. So if they have accepted that yes, invite, accepted, invitation accepted, then we can add people here. Otherwise, we cannot directly add people by using their email IDs, right? So this is the condition. Now, once for example, we have sent an email for people who belongs to somewhere around 10 people. Normally, agile team not consists of 10 more than. So 10 people we have taken, for example. What we have to do now, so we need to add those people into this, right? So I am adding the people who are already in the repository. Right, so I am adding people here. I'm adding the team members. Right, so I'm added few people in, right? So now these are the people I have added into the team. Now, if you want to see the team, your project, go to the project settings, access. So here you have to add the people, right? So who are the people we have added there? Those people we have to add here. Again, I'm repeating you. Once the people were added there, what you have to do? Go to the settings, project settings, select access. Here you have to add the people. Before you are adding the people, what you have to do, you need to manage the roles. Means you need to provide some roles, right? So manage the roles. What are the roles? You have to create the roles. Admin is one role. Okay, next developer. Developer is one more role who works on coding. Okay, this is one thing. Next, tester, who performs testing. Okay, now UI or UX designer. So these are the roles we are creating. Database designer, who works on database creation. Now here are the roles which I have created. You can see all the roles you can see. Now you need to add people into this. We have added this member as database designer. Okay, responsibility given to him as database designer. We can add this person as developer. Okay. Next, we have added one more person as a tester. Next, we have added one more person as a user interface designer. So we have assigned some roles to all the people, right? So this is how generally we need to add people here. So we have added people into the existing project, whichever the project are we working on. So you can add people into the existing project. So this Qlient integrated project. So these are the people. So administrator is Raj, remaining people were on different roles. So whenever we have created issues, if people wants to take up their tasks and all everything, so that can be assigned here. Okay, you can select the task and this task can be assigned to anyone whoever are here, right? So you can click on this and you have to provide the assignee, right? Unassigned like this, right? So you can select that, right? So for example, normally this is what we do automatic because manual assignment won't happen. Automatic assignment has to be done. Now what we did now, for example, in this backlog we have 22 issues. All the 22 issues may not be required initially to the customer. So what we do, first of all, we have to do the release planning. So release plan. We have started the release plan on 23rd September. We have created November 23rd. Day before yesterday or last session. Last session we have created this release. So when is this? November 23rd to September 23rd to November 23rd. So 2 months we have taken, right? So 2 months means how many weeks? In 8 weeks, whatever the relevant issues relating to the next release, that has to be planned as a product, as a sprint planning. Okay, from the backlog, we have to take how many sprints required. Now, this here, the product owner job is done, right? So product backlog was created, issues created, release planning date was given. Now, whatever the issues are taking to the sprint to develop, that team has to decide. On what basis team has decided? Team will be deciding based upon the objective a product owner wants to achieve. Okay, remember this point. So based upon the objective what product owner has said, those issues will be taken into the sprint. How many sprints? Normally in one release, it may varies between 5 to 8 sprints, usually, roughly speaking, almost three sprints sometimes. It may go up to 5, it may go up to 8 even. Because if there is a long duration of release we have, let's say somewhere around 4 months, something of that sort, you may go up to 8 sprints. Otherwise, on an average, 3 to 5 sprints can be done. Now, what we can do, for example, based upon the requirement of the product owner, assume that this 14, right? So followed by the 14, and you may require, for example, 19, right? So these 14 and 19 are required in the first sprint, for example. You can simply scroll it. 14 and 19 were required in the first sprint. Okay, first sprint you require 14 and 19. Now here you have an option called start sprint. So how many story points? We have 2 issues. 8 story points has to be completed. Now start sprint. Who has to decide this? As I told you, this has to be decided by the team, not by the product owner or something, because product owner say, my objective is this. So based on the objective, whatever the relevant timelines do they have and all everything. So that has to be decided by the team here itself. This is what generally start sprint stands for. So you are just clicking on start sprint. And they have to decide the timelines. For example, for these 2 user stories, there are story points which are comes under 8. Assume that it is taking 1 week, right? So it won't take more than that, roughly speaking. So 1 week time can be decided. How many, 1 week means how many days is this? This is only a 5-day week, right? 5-day weeks. And if it is 2 weeks means it is almost 10 sessions. If it is 1 week means only 5 working days you get. If there is any holidays, any national holidays or public holidays, we'll also be taking into an account. If that was the case, it may come down to 4 working days or so. So that's the reason why when we are taking the sprint, duration will be varied. If you're talking about 2 week sprint, for example, it doesn't mean every sprint will have 10 working days, because government holidays and national holidays will be taking into account. So that duration has to be those holidays have to be deducted from the duration. So sometimes, for example, if you have taken 2 week sprint 2 times, maybe in one sprint you may have 10 working days, maybe in other sprint you may be having 8 or 9 working days, right? See, story point estimation is very simple. Let me explain it. 1 minute. Let me go back and I'll explain it. There are some couple of questions for there. Let me answer these questions first. Okay. Let me answer these questions, then I'll go. Okay. Let me answer what are those questions. I think all these questions belongs to the exam previous sessions before. Repeat again. QA class. How long the exam time? These points are Right. So here is a question asked by Mr. Dinesh. The roles will be only created by project manager or who? What does it mean? I didn't understand your question, Dinesh. Roles means people who are involved in the project, in the agile team, right? So in the agile team, there are roles, right? So you'll be having developer, tester, and all that. Who are those? We have to create the roles first. And which role is given by whom, to whom, and all everything that has to be decided there. So whenever you have decided, you have to add those people into the team, which is belongs to which project are they belongs to. We have to add. Normally, this will be done by the admin team. Whoever is the administrator, those people will do it. But end of the day, you need to know about the team, how to create and all. I have shown you. See, don't think from a PO perspective, right? So PO never do that. Okay. Point to be answered. Point to be noted. Next, can you please explain the story point estimation? It's important. How do we assign it? I missed in the PPT. See, story point estimation is very simple. See, let us say, for example, there is an issue which was given to you. Can I get any commonality among you guys in terms of the duration? The answer is no. Why? Because business value followed by the technical complexity of the business of the user story. What people have understood depends on the kind of background they were from. Developer thinks from a different perspective. Database design team person may think from a different complexity. Testing person as well as user interface designers may have a different opinion on it. So there won't be any commonality. So before, as long as if there is no commonality, working on a particular issue is not something possible. Why? Because we have to meet the deadlines. So in order to get the commonality among team members, what is that we are doing? We are giving some story points for the particular user story. So at least on a story point note, they have to get. So for that, there is a game called poker gaming technique. This is what we call it as estimation techniques. Poker gaming or t-shirt sizing, these are the two things. Poker gaming is a technique we use. What is poker gaming technique? There are members, whoever are the team members, as I told you, development team. So product owner will explain each and every issue to them, right? So this is what the user story is. This is what I'm expecting you guys to develop. Now you tell me how much time it will be taken and what is the number you are going to provide. So people will come up with different numbers, 1, 3, 5, 8, or based on the Fibonacci series. So whoever has given the first highest number will be taken aside for some time. Next, we'll see the same user story will be rotated among the team members and we see the commonality. Normally, we don't give more time. 15 minutes is the maximum time will be given. Within 15 minutes, they have to get a commonality about the particular issue. If not, right, normally, because there are two conditions we have to see. If else, if means if everything goes fine, okay. But for example, if you haven't get any commonality among team, what we have to do now, as we have not get any commonality, whichever the highest number in the all the 3 rounds we have got, highest number, for example, 8 is the highest number we have got couple of times. So 8 is the number will be allotted for the particular issue. That's how generally story points estimation has to be given. This is for the question asked by Anupam. Okay. Right. So this is how generally we have to provide. Now, here team has to decide. Sprint planning is what they do. In this sprint planning, first sprint 1, right? So sprint, how many weeks? Assume that for these 2 issues, there is 1 week time. Start date and end date was already given here. What is the goal of the sprint has to be written here and you need to click on start sprint. The sprint was started and it will go to the Scrum board. You can see here, it will go to the Scrum board, right? So this user stories or these issues will be handled by the development team. These issues will be handled by the development team. This is how generally sprint planning done. So how much work they have completed, because for example, they have taken 1 week as a promise. So there is no guarantee that they'll be completing in 1 week, which is not assured all the time. Sometimes they may be taken more, but for whatsoever reason, no duration will be given as an extension. point to be noted. For example, there are 4 issues they have taken by the team. For example, 4 issues they have taken. So 4 issues they have taken, assume that the duration, within the duration of 2 weeks, we hardly completed only 3. Okay, then is the balance. So let's say that. So just because of the completion, non-completion and all, there will not be any kind of extension will be given to the member in terms of the duration. So what we do now, whatever the leftover portion of the issues we have, that we will be transferring to the next step. That's what generally we do. What is that we can do is that
Can't hear you, Brad.
add those people into the add those issues and all of it. Next step. Is it clear to everyone? Right. The issues, whatever is taken, may not be assured all the time that it will be completed on time. If that was the case, what we have to do? What we have to do is whatever the leftover issues we have, that will be transferred to the next sprint, and they will be working on that sprint itself. Right. So though no extensions will be given. So whenever once the sprint planning has started, it is completely depends upon the team's performance. Whether team can execute and team can deliver it properly or not is the responsibility of the team. Is it clear? Understood? Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay, so next there is a question you might be explained before. Is this only platform Jira used in BA projects? See, Jira is one kind of tool to use project management and bug tracking. Like this, there are other tools even like Rally, Azure DevOps, all that. But it depends on the site of project, because for example, someone is working on DevOps environment. They can also use Jira, and somebody may go for Azure DevOps, all that. But Jira is a widely prominent tool which uses across industries, all that stuff. So that's why reason why Jira we have used. Dinesh, I didn't understand your question. What is that you are trying to ask? Okay, you got it right. So normally, not one. There are a lot of tools, but usually Jira. Why are we using Jira? Because of the prominence. Because it has. See, for example, normally in real environment, what happen? Organization will take Jira account based on the users. Based on the users. Like for example, 500 users, 1000 users, 1500, 2000, based on the number of people who are working on their organization, and the people who are working on agile environment, they take based on the user wise, because whatever you see is a trial version. But in real environment, you will be having a customized version. What is customized version? For example, what I said, there is a tool called Confluence. Okay, there is a tool called Confluence. What I said, this Confluence tool has to be connected here, right? So whenever you are connecting this Confluence tool here, what we can do, let us say, right. So you have to connect this Confluence tool. So you can connect the Confluence tool, and meeting notes can be written by the Scrum Master, right? So whenever if you are working on outside, normally for every tool, it may not be a Confluence. It may be other tool also. Everything you have to connect. But whereas in real environment, what will happen? Management will decide what kind of tool do I require to use on agile environment. So based on that, the customization will be done along with Jira. Either they require Confluence or they may require some test case management tool, something like Jiffer. Whatever the tools they want, everything will be customized and they get a package of it. That's how it happens. So there is no something like integrations and all, everything is required to connect tools and all, everything as separate. There is no need. For example, if you want to raise any kind of tickets, right? So any questions and all that, any tickets can be raised. For example, you have an option called Jira Service Management, right? So in this Jira Service Management, what they can do, for example, if this is the project, People wants, they can hire, they can raise the tickets here. Means people who are working on the project. So if you have any request and all, for example, one person has requested, what he has requested, require an admin access with more than one person, which is existed. This is what the request were raised. So this is under the progress, right? So created on so and so, it has to be completed by 22nd. This is what the due date. So to raise the tickets and all, again, they have a tool called Jira Service Management. Okay. So normally outside what we have to do, again, we have to connect with service management and we have to use, right? So for example, if there is any problem in reference to this thing and all that. So what are the open problems do we have and all everything? You can see the open problem. What was the open problem? Unable to log in with two-step verification problem is what the problem. So for example, this I am closing, right? Complete. So this is service management we have selected. Resolution done. For example, link relates to which issue is this belongs to. For example, this is an issue. For example, right? This is an issue. Completed. So issue status is completed. So this is service management. Remember, Jira service management. Service management for what? Actually, you can create a problem ticket here. So service management will be used to raise the tickets so that you can get solved, problems can be solved accordingly. But this normally in real environment, this is customized, because if they require and all this, they are customized in Jira and they'll give it to you. Right? So you don't see any separate tools as what I am showing you here, because ours is a training, that too it's are all trial versions, because we don't use customized Jira, right? Because that is so expensive when we don't require it. So that's the reason why whichever the tool we want, I am showing you the connect, right? So we have to connect. But in real environment, it is not that sort. In real environment, directly, whatever the tools they require in the real project to be developed with, so they themselves will integrate, will ask Jira team to integrate for the users, whoever they require. So based on that, they'll hire licenses from the Jira. That's how the difference you see. So being a product owner, last to explain with, roadmap will be created by you, where we have to create a pix, followed by the user stories has to be given. The next, this product backlog creation followed by maintenance is what we have to do. Once the sprint planning initiation will be done by the product owner, there our job will be ended. From there onwards, how many sprints, how many issues to be taken, whether they have completed or not, how much they have completed, what they have not completed so far. If they have not completed so far, what are the resolution techniques to be taken care of? All these things will be taken care of by the Scrum Master. It is responsibility of a Scrum Master. Okay, there are three different roles I told you. Product owner, you are creating roadmap, you are maintaining backlog. When it comes to sprint planning, initiation will be done by us. Followed by initiation, how to complete the sprint, how to plan the sprint, how many issues to be taken, right? All these things has to be taken care of by the Scrum team, and whether they have done properly or not has to be organized by the Scrum Master. So this is how generally this Agile Jira board works in Agile. So being a business analyst, again, I'm repeating, if you are following traditional model, you need to prepare some documents, something like business requirements, all that, which I have shown you a couple of days back. Please review yourself. If you are going for Agile environment, in spite of document preparation of BRD, you are writing user stories. You can write user stories on the Word document even, but that is not viable. Of course, to have some corrections and all, we can write on the Word document. But end of the day, those issues and all everything, we have to update in the Jira board. Some tool, normally Jira is a prominent tool, hence we are using Jira. This is the whole thing. Now, any questions? Yeah, can we have a sample questions for preparation outline sample? See, there is no specific sample questions kind of stuff, because sometime back Manik has told me, Raj, please prepare a question paper for us. So what I'm doing is, so there are all type of questions, MCQs kind of stuff, multiple choice questions will also be there. Yes or no kind of stuff will be there. Sometimes I may be giving some scenario, right? Some scenario will be explained. The scenario will be given. For that scenario, I may be asking some answer for that, right? So scenario-based questions will also be. It's all mix of it, right? Not MCQs, because we can't put everything as MCQs. Multiple choice questions will be given, yes or no kind of stuff. At the same time, scenario will be explained, and scenario you have to, because I need to prepare it and I'll send it to Manik. Let's see how they frame it and what is the duration and all everything. I think Manik will tell you all that. So because anyway, we have time till Monday to you. So whenever I prepared and send it to Manik, Manik will tell you how much time it will be taken, how many questions that we'll plan. So please go through all the class recordings, whatever I have given possible, as well as go through the session notes, what I have given, so that you'll understand much better. Is there any updation of the session notes? I'll be sharing again to you guys on the WhatsApp today, right? So you can review that even, so that you'll have an idea. Okay, this is what it is. And I'm taking break tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't take, because officially the sessions were ended today. But tomorrow I'm giving break. Please make a note of all the questions what you have in your mind. You can connect me on Wednesday so that I'll clarify all the questions based upon your questions. Okay. So at what time examination will start? All these things, these will be updated, Mr. Devila. So that will be decided by the Manik team and all. So they will take care. Okay. So they will update you, I think, everything prior, right? So you need not be worried on it. Teach focus on the examination. See, there is model questions. See, there is no specific model questions as I mentioned you. Type of questions which I am going to prepare, I told you, right? So MCQs will be there, yes and no kind of stuff. I'll give you a scenario where you need to give answer for that. So different things will be there. Not only one. Okay. Depends on the paper, what is that I'm creating, because BA followed by healthcare, both combination I have to prepare. So I'll do it. The explanation is more like how to use a tool. Is it also okay in the text? Explanation is more likely how to use a tool. Is it also okay in exam? See, examination is different. Whatever you are learning is different. Examination is to understand whether you have got a clarity on what is that you have listened so far, right? So that is different, right? So learning tools are different. So don't mix these two. Means, see, my suggestion is don't completely focusing on the examination 100% all the time, because examination is important for you guys to go for your marketing. Absolutely important. But preparation should not be based on only examination. My suggestion for everyone is preparation for examination you have to do. That is your prime responsibility. You must do it. So accept it. But don't think only from an examination point of view all the time. It is always important for us to learn ourselves, self-learning. Right? So the only direction towards examination is not suggestible all the time. Tools usage and all everything, I don't think, because that much of time won't be there. How to use this tool, that sort of thing I may not be asking. And let's see. The case study we have taken, right? Case study we have taken already. I have taken a case study and I have explained the same thing for even for Agile and as well as for regular BA. I have taken one case study. Here I have taken one more case study. For this, if you remember, before I am going to Agile Jira, I have explained the case study even for you. Hope you got the point. Exam, if you're asking this question in reference to the examination, I don't think so. I'm not sure, because that we have to see. Because in reference to the examination, that much of time won't be there, right? If it is in reference to the examination, this is the question asked by Lakshmi. Okay. Another session Q&A on Friday as well. No, Pratishta, because there's almost more time was taken because I have other training plans were already on the pipeline to me. They were reminding I supposed to complete last week itself. Due to such a technical problem, I have extended it for this week. And again, I'm conducting QA session. So I'll spend more time on QA on the day itself. I'll clarify all that. Okay. Because couple of times, even these are the crucial timelines for me, right? So because these are the crucial schedules, my schedules were very packed, to be honest, because my students are all belongs to US, Canada and all. So these are the 4 hours, 4-5 hours in the morning slot is highly packed for me. So people will be on time, on pipeline, right? So register themselves and they'll be waiting for my sessions to start. That's the problem. Otherwise, there is no point in for me to conduct. Because Wednesday is the only Q&A session. Maximum possible, please make a note of it and come back. So possible, I'll spend half an hour more time and I'll clarify. Okay. Otherwise, if there are more questions, I'll clarify. Okay. Right to this time, I think you understood. I already told you something, right? So what kind of questions means even though I haven't prepared anything so far, I'll prepare today. So more or less all mix and match. I'll put all the mix and match. I don't follow only one pattern. Example questions doesn't have any example. I have to prepare the questions. Okay. I'll prepare the questions according to the requirement of the industry. All that. There is no sample questions, nothing. Right, guys? I think. Yeah, I have already sent the revised note, but these days I have not revised. I have not prepared anything on the session notes. If I am not wrong, I haven't written anything on the session notes, so that I haven't sent anything. If there is anything is there, I will see and I'll send it to you. Because the session notes I haven't prepared so far in these days. I haven't explained anything on it. If I am not wrong, I haven't explained anything. Let me see if there is anything. I'll revert you back. We'll meet again day after tomorrow, guys. If you have any question and answers kind of stuff, please write it on a piece of paper or a book and ask me so that I'll explain those points in detail to you so that you can have session on again on exam on Monday.